without me. Like, don't wanna put you up there. Don't know why you don't know. Thought that 100 times. What's in your mind? Okay, so welcome. I am live now. I can see myself, and I have been seeing myself quite a lot lately. So, without any further ado, we'll jump right on to the questions. And the question which we were solving was that of a matrix, which was a 2D array. Now, I'll just quickly open up two things: DSA log sheet, and secondly, Coding Ninjas. Of course, I mean, we have been doing questions on Coding Ninjas all this while. So let's resume where we left. Full screen. Now you're allowed to see my screen. So we'll try to keep this stream. Okay, so what is the target of the stream? The target is this. Okay, the target is doing this question. We'll come back to we'll reach this question. We'll do this question tomorrow. This is for tomorrow, and two other questions for tomorrow. But today we are going to do till here, right? How to do here is a sort. That's interesting. So first of all, I'll quickly remove the code. But before removing, I would love to copy the code and then I'll remove. That's correct. Then I'll quickly open OneNote. I mean, this is only the thing that I've been using other than. Oops, you can see my screen now. I mean, I want to show you my OneNote, right? And OneNote is what you have on your screens. No, I'll paste this code. It's a very long code. Really fun to type, because I like typing in general. So to one function, two function, and then this. Okay, so it's worth saying, considering it moderate. I mean, it's worth considering it moderate. So the time given here is 40 minutes. 40 minutes to think. Oh, sorry, 40 minutes to think, do all these things. What we'll do, we'll open up a timer and we'll set it to 30 minutes. And our target to do this question is, 30 minutes. Done. 30 minutes, you're on. Let's start. You have a 2D list with dimensions n and m with the integer filled with integers, right? Your task is to find the row or column that has the largest sum of its elements, right? Important rules: if two or more rows or columns have the same number, choose the one that comes first. How do you choose which row and which column comes first? Okay, let's see. But if two or more columns, if a row and column have the same length, choose the row. Okay, let's consider this row. Okay, two rows. Okay, so the row or the column which comes first is of the longest length. So simply the condition is more than, right? More than. So if it's more than, then only it will change, otherwise it will not. If a row and a column have the same largest sum, choose the row. All right. Goal, return the row or the column which has the largest sum. Now what do you mean by return the row? So you have just simply have to return the row, or you have to return the sum. What do you have to return? Find largest. Find largest what? Here it is saying you want to return the row which has the largest sum. So you have to return the row. You have to return the row. You want the row number or the column number. Let's see. Why don't you take some small example? Okay, 1 3 2 3. This is 3 2. Okay, 6 9. 6 9 is 14. No, sorry, 15 15. And this is 13. This is okay. So definitely this is 15, right? Now adding this. 6 8 is 14. 14 and 9 23. 23 and 5 9. Okay, 23. This is greater definitely. So what must be the what is the answer? Column 0 and 23. Okay, so you have to return a string basically, but you don't have to return anything. You just have to print, because we have void over here. So basically you just have to print, right? You just have to print. You just have to print, right? So we are printing column here first, or row. If it's a row, then print row. If it's a column, then print column, and then the column or the row number, and then the sum. It can be a string also. We can make it a string also. We can make it a what? So tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel. But you're up there. It's so fine. You found a way to hold me. Are you able to hear the background music? Yes, you are. So let's code. Okay, so I've understood the assignment, I guess, and we can start coding. So how can we start coding? So for coding, we need to use paper and pencil before we write anything. Okay, so I was fortunate enough to interact with good people, and amongst those good people, I had a few meetings with a recruiter from Microsoft, and they were actually working in Microsoft as senior SDs, whatever name they have, whatever the designation they have. And I was in to I was I actually arranged a few meetings with them, and I had a good handful of hours of talking experience uh, with them. So all those days when I talked to them, so they were always looking for clarity. They always looked for clarity in an individual. How clear are the concepts? How clear? How what is the person able to explain you well? These were the things they were looking. Okay, so let's open our note, and we want you not to be visible to us so that we may concentrate. So our question is So definitely column 1 is the answer, right? C1, and what you can say, C1 and the sum is 8, right? So this must be the output for our code. And how do we do it? So I basically want to compute all the sum of the rows, okay, and I want to have the highest. So I'll row operations, okay, so there will be a row op. In the row operations, I calculate sum, right? I calculate sum, and then mm, save, store, max, right? What things do we have to store? That it's it's a row number, right? And what row number and what sum. So these things we have to have. Now in column op also we have the same things. We calculate sum, then we have to store what, basically store the call number and the sum, actually the sum, max sum, right? Sum max and sum max, right? So, and after saving this R stuff, we'll be having R and C. So row max and column max, right? These are the two things that we are going to have. So there are going to be two scenarios, 3 actually, right? If not equal to this, right? This is inside a bigger if not, then we'll write if Rm is greater than Cm, or simply if R is smaller than Cm, right? And at the end, or now, once we are outside this and we have return, right? Returns in them. So you have to have a bigger return over here. If in case this is the scenario, this is not the scenario, R is not equal to, right? So it means Rm is equal, we don't have to write this, we just come out Cm, then we print what? Return what? Rm. Simple. So I think we just have to pick out the or let's say we have what, 4 3 and 2 over here. How was I saying that this was the answer and this was the correct answer? Okay, so up till now this was the correct answer. Just give me a second. I have to attend a very important call. Hello, welcome viewer. Finally, someone came on my stream. I'm super happy. So I was explaining the to connect the charger because performance is better with the charger, and I think I messed up. Nope. Hello viewer. So okay, where I just let me get back on track very quickly. So okay, this was the code, and okay, we had a timer going on. Please bear me, or forgive me rather. So okay, we'll simply return this. Okay, so we understood the concept. Basically we have to have two functions happening, or two operations happening, and for them, for the clear code, we can write different functions uh, for both types of operations. So what do we want actually? We get a row max, and then we get a r max, and then we have the condition, right? So actually the code, I don't think there's going to be any problem while coding. Let's see. Now we want what? This is the main function, right? Find largest. And the find largest, we will write if. So we have row max. So if the function names that I am writing over here matches matches with the name of the functions that I've earlier used, it it is purely just by coincidence that it is happening. I don't even remember. I haven't looked at the code, and I don't even remember what I have written. Oops, previously. If row max so row max we have to return the answer, no? We wanted to have three things shown up, right? What we want to have, first of all, right column or row, and then we want to print the column number. So we are basically returning string. So how will we compare them? Can we return an array? Okay, so how can we do that? We can simply get row max, that's for sure. Okay, then if it's a row max, then how do we get which row was maximum? So my row max can return either return one thing to either return an array, and that contains two things. The array must contain the row number, and the total sum. Right. Simply, if row max is not equal to what call max, then we want then we want then we'll ask if row max is greater than call max. If roll max is greater than call max, then we want to print what, or it will make sense to say what all. We first have to write row, right? Row, right? Row, small row. We have to write row, and then we have to write the column number. We have to write the row number, right? So we'll have row array, and the first column we are going to have row number, and then second row, let's suppose in the first column we'll have what. So in the first thing we'll have the row number, and in the second thing we'll have the sum. Okay, and we want the exact code. Control Alt or Shift Alt, right? So this needs to be changed to this, and okay. Now we have, okay, so this is what we want to print. I think it will get printed. We don't have to return anything, right? We just have to print. We want this as sample output, so we can produce this output easily. If this is not the case, then what? Then we will simply print system.out. Right. So I think this is it. Now we have row max. Row max is equals to row row array, where from row array from 0, oh sorry, from place 1, right? And we want similar item for control shift alt, control alt. Nope, we don't want this. This is for call max, and we want call to be written here and then call max, right? So done with this, and where are we actually getting this array?
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue, I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that
Now
nobody knows.
and at the end, let's suppose we are done writing this code, and at the end we find this is not the most ideal solution. Then seriously it would piss me off, but still we'll do our part. Right, call ops, and we have to actually pass not just this, not anything else. Right, we have to part mat and mat. Okay, so we are expecting an array from this, right? Now let's make this. Yes, we are correct. Public static int public static row ops right, and this public static int row ops, and then what we have an array, and we have to check what we have to max, right? Max, and then what? Row number, right? I don't think it will pose any problem just by declaring this. Now we want to print. Now we have and the array is this. It's a matrix, actually it's a 2D array. So for int, will it make sense to am I doing it right? It is going to return an array. It is taking an array which is essentially numbers, and then we have to have the rows and columns too. And row right, int I is equals to 0, I is less than equals to rows, and then I plus plus. That's what we do. Then we write this, and then we write this, then we write here for int j is equals to what, a is equals to 0, j is less than calls j plus plus, right? We are done with the loop, and then what we want is sum to be initialized as over here. So okay, so we are not calculating sum. Are we calculating sum? are we calculating sum, right? So sum can be initialized here, or we can make, okay, let's keep it here. It's more optimized, we'll learn. Okay, sum is over here, we make sum over here, and then we write sum plus, and then we have array. What we want is I and j over here, and every elements get printed, oh sorry, get summed up until we check if sum is greater than max. Then we want max to then we want max then your max is equals to what? Sum, right? Only if sum is greater than max. And max, okay, so we control D, say control max row number is I, right? Current I is the max row number. Is to correct I, current I, 1 2 3, right? Am I thinking correctly? Is everything correct? Yes. Row max row number, right? Right. Yeah, and we want to sum is over, right? Over here, store the value, and then sum becomes 0 again, right? And happens for everything. Perfect. For if, right? For, and then we have written if anything left, okay, the return part, right? The return part is left. So what we want to return is return can we return like this? I don't know, but let's see. Can we return curly braces? Yes, I guess. And max row number over here, and then max over here. This is what we want to return. Is this valid? So, and everything over here, shift on. Correct. It will just be named call ops, right? And max. And over here, we just want to change. We just want to write on and right. This is okay. This is fine. I think I might have to visualize it before actually. So let's say a matrix is 3 4 2 4 2 3, right? So the matrix is actually 3 2, right? Now this is how we are checking rows. The same thing we want, and we want to what is this line? Okay, and the same thing we want to check like this. So if we want to have row ops, then we want to make 3 oops now we want to make 3 4 2 and 4 2 3, right? Like this. Is this what I am doing just by changing the loop? Is this what I am doing? So this was basically, this was I, right? And this was J. This is J and this is I. If you want to iterate, so we want to compute like this now, right? We want to compute like this. How do we do it? Okay, we want columns to become rows, right? And then we want every day taken 30 minutes. 8 minutes are left. What I have in mind is, why don't we initialize a new array here, int arr or result result over here, and we have this created this array, and you can have exactly this dot right control X, and then you have, yeah, right. If this solves something, then we are not mistaken. So all the errors are at line 55. Perfect. So we have done it. Fine. Okay. So this line gets cut. We have result returned over here. Then we have this. Okay. And right. So is it saying the bot can't return the same? Every variable is initialized. Every variable is initialized. Row or is running and then print.
I got secrets that nobody knows.
37 and 35. And now call next. What can we have? Yeah, is it will it be right to hit 0 over here? I'm not sure. What is that? 56 and 55. 56 and 55. Yep, that's correct. What compilation done? Now let's compare the code that we have. Just give me a second. Just give me the okay. The code which we pasted. Now let's look at the code that we pasted. Right, where is it? What does it solve? Row largest again. Yes. Wow. Why this has to be so long? From where's my pen? From here to here is only the call largest code, and from here to here is this code. Why this has to be so long? So if right, and लार्जेस्ट निकालना है. सो इसमें से लार्जेस्ट ये नहीं है, इनमें से लार्जेस्ट क्या होगा ये बता दो आप बस रो में से. इसका है मान लो 5, इसका है 6, इसका है 2. तो लार्जेस्ट ये वाला हो गया. तो यहाँ हमने सेव कर लिया लार्जेस्ट और हम लोग रिटर्न कराएंगे लार्जेस्ट. Why there has to be a... okay, so this is the okay. So I have spotted a very fundamental mistake in my current code. So see, I actually have to understand why this is happening. Like when we make call and row, when we have this array, right? Three. No, instead of writing this is not the correct way to understand. So let's suppose we have 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so if this is the array and if your operation is how do you iterate? Okay, so uh, sir, this is going to be the number of rows. Okay, so actually this is an array, like this is the array which is containing these two arrays, right? Let's suppose nothing is here. So it is basically an array of arrays. So an array of arrays will not change its structure. It does not depend on what I think. It is what it is. It is what it is. So what we have to do is, and these are rows, right? And we consider these as rows and these as columns, right? So in order to reach a particular place, you write the row number. Then inside the array, you first of all go at this position. Let's say this, you write 0, and at this place you write okay 1 2 3 2. So we want to go we want to reach this place, right? So 0 and 2 is how you reach this place. Now what if we want to invert? Now if our array stays like this, uh, the array remains the same, right? It's just that our way of thinking changed. So this is my mistake. Okay, I get it. This is what I have been doing wrong. In the column ops there must be a problem. Array index out of bounds, right? So I is in rows, you call, and ij, right? Inj right over here. Then row remains the same and then column remains the same. So actually inside a matrix, let's suppose this is a matrix. Okay, so this is the broader array and we have okay, so let's suppose we have 1 over here, 2 over here, and 3 over here, and 4 over here. This place is called this place is called 0 0. This place is called 0 1. This place is called 1 0, and this place is called 1 1, right? So this is I, this is I, this is I, and this is I. What we want is to get this sum. Here the C remains stagnant. We want our C to remain stagnant and we want our I's to change. Okay, so it's not, so it's column Now I have understood, right? So this is how you think actually. So you write the columns of rows over here, and then you have rows over here, and then columns over here. This is exactly what I am missing in my code in the column operation section. Column operation, and okay, min max values we can see. Columns, this is correct. Okay, correct. But we want rows over here, or J simply. My bad. Oh, what? Have I actually written this? This is not making any sense at all. Oh my god. I made the same mistake over here. This was never going to be correct. Error index out of mode in the main exception. I go over here, columns over here, I and J, correct. Columns over here, rows over here, and J and I, correct. And then sum you are giving a 0 over here, then storing the sum. Sorry, and max what? Max, okay, max, yeah. I'm getting this output. Exception in the main thread. What? This is their bug. You cannot see the full solution. Sorry, full error. At sorry, no, 26, 26, 26, 6, 22. 26. Passing mat, yaar. We are passing mat. Row ops is over here. Then we have the row array. We have the row array over here. Then we are using that array simply. With the max position, we have stored the value. That's what we are retrieving. And this is what, right? This is all the correct. 22. What is that? 22. Public static int row ops. Int we are getting, and then we are returning it. Have I returning then returning it. What is the problem then? Can I rerun it? Let's see. What is this? Okay, so first input is definitely 1, and then you define the rows and the columns. So the rows and columns are 0 given over here. You don't have anything for 0 rows and 0 columns, right? Hello, 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 hello. Check, check, check. Am I audible?
From this. Key takeaways in simple words, always check dimensions before
No,
you
no, no, no.
export.
I'll let you know. Okay. So the problem is actually you have misinterpreted one thing, and that is you have assumed that why this crashes, and you have written from this test input, you have assumed 1100 it fails. No, this is not the case. Actually, in the screenshot that I have taken, 1 is the amount of arrays that you want to input. Okay, so but that happens internally. You don't have to worry about it. What we have to worry about is so they have actually initialized the given the 0 and 0 represent the i- the rows and columns of the matrix. So 0 and 0, so our program fails at 0 and 0, so 0 rows or 0 columns. So we don't have any logic for that. What is my current code doing with 0 and 0 or 0 rows and 0 columns, and what should be done? You don't give me the answer, you just tell me where should I think and what is happening internally right now.
Got it. Thanks for clarifying. Let's walk through where to focus your thinking and what's happening internally. What your current code is doing right now with 0, 0 matrix. When the matrix has 0 rows or 0 columns, you're trying to access mat.0.0. Internally, this means you're trying to index into something that doesn't exist. That's why you're hitting an array index out of bounds exception. Where you should think about the starting conditions. Before you do anything with mat.0 or mat.0.0, ask yourself, does the mat have any rows or columns at all? Guard conditions. Consider adding a check at the beginning of your function to handle the 0.0 matrix case. Think about what the expected output should be if there are no rows or no columns. Internally, what's happening right now, the moment you try mat.0 in an empty matrix, Java tries to access a non-existent element. It's like saying, give me the first row when no rows exist, causing the runtime error. Think about input validation. Consider what you want your function to do if it's given a matrix with no data. Once you add a single check at the start, you'll handle this edge case.
Shut up. So basically we have to do nothing, you just have to put a condition, two conditions actually, one for the row ops and one for this. So what condition can we put? If what do you return in this case? Wow, we are cloning the data over here. Why do we have to clone the data? I don't think this is really necessary, but we'll check.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue, I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody
Carrot. This is actually not a willful decision, but a necessity, because in our compiler over here, it is giving output this, and this is the least maximum minimum integer value, right? And this is what we have given over here. This is what it wants. But row number must be returned 0, right? The row number must be 0, and row number must be 0. Row number must be 0. Okay, this is what we are having right now. Data era. Row number. Are we returning row number? Where are we returning? Data array. Okay, data array. Data array is equals to 0. In such a array, and data array is equals to 0. Good. This correct in 1.
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue, I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows.
So
I'm fucked up, I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got
Oh shoot. Array dot length, right? No, this has to be array dot length. The condition has to have
I'm fucked up. I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows. I'm fucked up. I'm black and blue. I'm built for all the abuse. I got secrets that nobody knows.
वो ये कहाँ हो गया यार?
I'm
We'll continue tomorrow.